What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, people? What's good, man? It's your guy, Jesus Hawthorne. Some of y'all know me by Mr. MUB. You already know what time it is, man. Right now, man, I'm on duty right now, so I just want to put out some great information. I was challenged. I was challenged that you know what, Jesus, man, you need to get on Facebook more often. Push out this information. Let everybody know exactly what's going on and how beneficial. Not only the knowledge that you have, but the opportunity that also comes with it. So jumping on here real quick, man, I just got some excellent information to share, man. I'm talking about these five steps, man. These five steps, man. You definitely want to share this, man. So, hey, I see my mom done jumped on. Hey, you doing, mom? I see Anitra Patton, she's on. How you doing? Hey, man, just do me a favor, man. Go ahead, like, and share this. Go ahead and like and share. For those that know me, you know I'm gonna get on here and I'm gonna hit you with some information of value. It ain't gonna be no fluff. It's gonna be 100% of the real. And this is a lot of information that's not being taught in school that need to. A lot of people are putting themselves in great debt to reposition themselves. So they are motivated. They're extremely motivated and they want to do better. Taking actions to make themselves better, but it's some information that's not being shared to them. And for me, I'm gonna break it down like this, man. It's equivalent to somebody who is trying to build a building. Imagine this. Imagine you trying to build a building, right? You have the bricks. You have the bricks in place. You got the wood and everything. And you got the energy. And you might even have a blueprint. But you don't have a mortar. You don't have a mortar to make the bricks stick together. You don't have the nails to combine the wood the correct way. It's some valuable things that's being missed. So it's not like you can't build something, but it's not creating the structure, and you don't have the proper foundation for you to build what you prefer. Back in June 2014, I had the privilege, man, to run across these two gentlemen, man, they really just kind of blew my mind regarding of the level of financial education that they have. And they identified what the problem was, and then they gave a solution. And I was like, man, my mind was like, I can't believe what's going on right here. And so what they did is they broke down these 5 steps. He said the problem with most people in America is the fact that they haven't able to overcome these 4 major challenges that people are dealing with, right? And but he was like, but if people, and the 4 challenges are, inflation, high taxes, debt, and big business. Those are the 4 challenges, right? But it was like, if people understood how to operate within these 5 steps, man, it would transform not only their life, but it will create the foundation to build generational wealth by a compounding effect. It's equivalent to, like, if you had a cup with 4 major holes in it, right? With 4 major holes in it, and then you start pouring water. Imagine that, pouring water into a cup that got 4 holes in it. So what most people do in regarding of cash flow, check out the verbiage, in regarding of cash flow, you would have to create a whole lot of cash flow for that cup to ever fill up. But if that cash flow ever stopped, then the cup will run dry. So most people are walking around with these 4 major holes in their financial cup. And they believe the only way they can get by, the only way to sustain, the only way their cup can overflow is if they got to create more cash flow. They got to create more cash flow. More cash flow. I need more cash. When in actuality, that's not even the case. The truth of it, man, that's not even the case. Now, once again, that financial cup, if you was able to put patches over each of those holes. If you was able to put patches on each of those holes, and then you can take the cash flow from a hard stream, you'll be able to break it down to a drip. you'll be able to break it down to a drip. And it's not if your cup will overflow, it would then become a win. Because without those holes in it, you can break that water down to a drip, and you know that cup is going to overflow. You know the cup is going to overflow. It's just a matter of when. But with those holes being covered, and you start increasing the cash flow, you can then almost dictate how soon that cup will overflow. All right, so let me break it down to these 5 steps, man. These 5 steps. One of the first things you have to do, man, you have to minimize your taxes. Us being employees in America, which is the greatest country in the world, the land of opportunity, most people, when they think of opportunity, the first thing they think about is go get a job, right? First thing they think about is go get a job. Unfortunately, ain't nothing wrong with a job, but unfortunately, if you have a job and a job alone, you're volunteering to be in the highest tax bracket that America has to offer. You're volunteering to be in the highest tax bracket. You're paying anywhere between 28 to 33% in taxes, and that's equivalent from working from January to the end of April for absolutely free. And you're not really getting your first cash check until the 1st of May. Most people, if they really understood that that's what they're doing, ain't nowhere in the world they would do that. And one of the first things, anybody that's wealthy, I don't care who you follow, whether it's Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, whatever the case may be, one of the first things they tell you, man, you got to figure out a legal and an ethical way to do tax minimizations and find as many legal tax shelters as there's available. All right. Now, once you do that, that will naturally roll into what I like to call number 2. You want to put yourself in a position, you need some business income. You need to create some business income, because now check this out. Once you get a business, you now put yourself in a better tax bracket, because now as a business owner, you're going to pay anywhere between 18 to 23% versus the 28 to 33. So you're going to save 10% off rip, because you got to understand, you know, especially when you add a 1099, a home-based business 1099 to what you currently got. So I know for those that hear this verbiage, we're talking about income shift. What we mean is you're shifting yourself into a lower tax bracket, right? So then the next thing you need to do is you want to start minimizing debt. Now there's a difference between good debt and bad debt and things of that nature. And I'm not going to go into great detail, but you need to understand when your debt go down, your income goes up. You minimize your expenses, your income goes up. Your cash flow, I apologize, not income, your cash flow goes up. Debt goes down, cash flow goes up. Expenses go down, cash flow goes up. You minimize your taxes, your cash flow will go up. All right. Now, then that rolls into step number 4. Hey, if I'm giving you some value, man, do me a favor, man. Go ahead and share this. You want to share this to your timeline. I promise you, it's going to be beneficial for you, man. It's going to be not only beneficial for you, but beneficial for other people. All right. So, step number 4, then you want to start improving your credit. Now, the combination of all of those things will automatically start improving your credit, because now you're going to have the cash flow to start paying bills and things on time. Or if you got any debt, like credit card debt or things of that nature, you can go ahead and start minimizing how much debt you got with credit cards. You want to minimize. You know, you want a little to none. Now, I could go into great detail about the credit card game, a thing of that nature. You know, I don't want to go back and forth with somebody like, no, don't eliminate everything. There is a credit card game that helps you establish excellent credit. And actually, I have access to a course that is willing to teach you that whole game. Matter of fact, I got a course that would literally make you a credit repair expert. I have a course that will make you a credit repair expert. All right. Now, the last thing you want to do, you know, the 5th step is to put yourself as an investor. You want to start finding these wholesale investments, man. You know, because the crazy part is money making money gets taxed the least. Money making money gets taxed the least. So if you ever seen somebody and you ask them, hey, man, what is your occupation? And they tell you like, hey, man, I'm an investor. What they're saying is they have so much They receive so many dividends coming in from their investments that the money that they have, they're able to live off the profits. Long story short, they got money, they invest in so heavily that they are able to live off the dividends. The income from the dividends is enough money to sustain their lifestyle. So, they let you know they're sitting on a nice sum of money. And because you are an investor, right? You are literally one of the backbones to the economy, and you're doing the country a favor. And because you're doing the country a favor by improving businesses, creating capital so businesses can function. Because once those businesses functioning, then they can take people who's currently unemployed and then employ them. And by default, man, it's expanding the whole nation's economy. Because of that, because you are that seed. Because you are that seed, which is the backbone to the nation's economy, you pay the least amount of money in taxes. So for those who be saying, man, why does it seem like the poor keep getting poor and the richer keep getting richer? Well, for one, the rich keep getting richer because they have those four holes plugged up. That's why the rich keep getting richer. The poor keep getting poor because not only do they have those four holes in their financial cup, but now the owners of the businesses who are able to dictate their cash flow is trying to minimize their cash flow. Because you got to understand this. When you work for somebody, when you go get a job, the people who own those companies, they are in business to make profits. They are in business to make profits. They are not in business to create jobs. By default, due to the type of business that they have and how they scale it, they might be in a position where they can hire so many people to create a level of productivity and create so many profits, right? But you have to understand, when that CEO and those chairmen of the board, when they all come together, they're looking at paperwork. They don't see names. They don't see families. They don't see none of that. They look at numbers. And according to the numbers, what will it take for us to maximize our profits? And if anything has to go, and if you've been following, if you over the age of about 25 and you've been kind of following what's going on in the nation's economy, the first thing that has to go is jobs. Now, we also live in a technological age. Technology is now replacing a lot of jobs now. And so it's not even an if, it's almost like a when. When would technology take over a certain skill set that you may have? You may be doing something right now, and you might be the top dog at what you currently do. Little do you know, there's somebody in a lab that's creating artificial intelligence that will be able to take the current job that you have. How the nation is running, it's going to get to a point where the middle class America, those labor style jobs are going to be gone. Those middle class, it's going to get to the point where you got two classes. Either you're going to have wealthy or you're going to have poor. So that rolls into one of the themes of my MUB Apparel. Rich is an option and broke is a choice. Those who are operating in this country, they know, man, you can become extremely wealthy. It's a known fact that over 1,000 millionaires are made a day in this country. That means sometime today, 1,000 millionaires in America will be made. Because why? This is the land of opportunity. There's so much opportunity. They say, and the formula of ever becoming wealthy is, you identify a problem that everybody is having, present a solution at a price point that any and everybody can afford, and then you create a system that's duplicatable where it can be done massively throughout the world. Throughout the world. Now, I've been blessed to say I don't got access to those things. I got access to all three of those things. If you want to know more about exactly what it is, man, reach back out to the person who done shared this video with you. Or if you're watching this on my timeline and you want to know exactly, hey man, Jesus, what is this that you're talking about? Because as you can tell, for those who don't know me from back in the gap, you can tell I done went through some classes. You could tell I done went through some training. I done got exposed to some great information that most people need but haven't been taught in school. And, you know, unfortunately, you know, they are not going to teach it in school. Matter of fact, if you watch the video that I showed yesterday, you notice that they're teaching things that's kind of almost like irrelevant in today's time. About this new area way of do multiplication. That literally blew my mind. I put it on my page because it makes absolutely no sense. Why in America are we teaching our kids area multiplication like that when the standardized way of how to do multiplication, you know, can get things done a whole lot sooner? And we're living in a technological age where most kids got access to their cell phones or to a computer or to a tablet where they can just punctuate the information so they can move on and do bigger and better things. It's for a purpose. They're dumbing things down for a purpose, man. Hey, but if you want to learn how you can operate on the right side of capitalism so you can actually step in, create your foundation, take your piece of the American dream, because you got to understand, man, people have died in an attempt to come to this country. People have died in an attempt to come to this country, and they know about the opportunity better than most people who are born and raised in this country. Why is that? Why is that? Because most people from the outside, they are being taught how to look for an opportunity. Unfortunately, maybe in their country, due to laws and government, they ain't able to activate those type of opportunities in their particular country. But in America, the land of the free, the home of the brave, if you just become brave enough to make it happen and willing to put in the work and build it, man, you can own your piece of America. You can live the American dream. But they're not going to teach you in most schools how to get it done. You have to put yourself in a proper environment, in a proper network that's going to educate you on those 5 major steps that I just taught you. Now, one thing I can say, man, I've been blessed to say, not only do I got access to some high 9-figure earners, that 9-figure earners who done create 8-figure earners, and then who done created 7-figure earners. I done met people who's going through the same program, who done built up, and they are documented 6-figure earners. And I'm using the same blueprint, using the same roadmap. I got those 4 holes. I'm plugging up those 4 holes that I got through telling you about, those 4 challenges, financial challenges in my financial cup. At the same time, I'm operating in all 5 of those steps I just expressed to you. So it's not an if, it's a when. So I done had a lot of people hit me with jokes and be like, hey man, you ain't rich yet? You ain't rich yet? It's coming. Give me a second. Give me a second. It's coming. It's coming. It's not an if, man. It's definitely a when. But a better question for you, with those who got the jokes, when are you getting rich? Because if you're not at least an attempt, you do know that being broke, hey man, that's your choice. Rich is an option. Dog, broke is a choice. You might want to maximize your options and quit making broke choices. So I say that to say this, man. Appreciate everybody who jumped on, hanging out with your boy for lunch, man. Share this video to somebody that you know. Share this with somebody that you know, man. Because another thing, we got a lot of people who are retiring and they living only off of 40% of their current income. I have the perfect thing. I have the perfect thing to offset what you currently lost. I have the perfect thing to offset what you lost that don't take no manual labor. And if you really got a heart for people, man, this is the perfect thing for you. Because that's all we're going to do, man. We're going to pour back into people with the education system, then teach them. Man, it's your guy, MUB. You can see, man, I'm on duty right quick. You know what I'm saying? Army strong. Y'all have a blessed one, man. Peace.